Okay, folks, welcome to the zone. We're repping the new shirt. We just got it yesterday. Yes, I haven't bought a shirt since the Zlatan days because Zlatan's a god and there's nothing on the back of my shirt. It's just a plain shirt, 75 quid, I think it was. Got it delivered. I don't know. I liked it. It was a little bit different. I tried the home kit on, and I felt like I'm never going to wear a red kit out and about with jeans or whatever. I figured I might wear this out and about. I might not. I don't know. Now, the game yesterday and the transfer window. I know I'm a bit late on this video, but I've just been a bit busy. I think we played okay. I think a lot I think there was a lot wrong with the game. I think it was that stupid basketball football where we run up and down and a better team would score, as Fulham showed. But I'm hoping and I'm praying that the reason the game was so wild was simply because it was the opening game of the Prem. Everyone is super nervous. Everyone's tetchy. Everyone wants to get the win. They just want to get off to that start. They don't want the headlines. And we were the first game on a separate day. So we are Friday Night Football, the TV show, building it all up, all the analysis. Then the entire Premier League eyes are on Man U Fulham, waiting for the Premier League to start, analysing. And there's a huge amount of pressure to win that game. If we don't win that game, I'd go as far as to say immediately the title's over. I'm not saying we're even going to charge for the title, no chance. But what I'm saying is, you lose that game, the title's done. Just the momentum kill everything, right? You lose that game heavily, panic stations in the transfer window, things could go wrong. Like, there was a lot of pressure on that game. And I think Mazraoui, I believe his name is, I don't really know much about this fella. He's my kind of footballer. He didn't do anything flash. He just seemed to be a good footballer, a bit like Kobe Mainu. They just receive the ball and you think, this guy's a really good technical footballer. And, that to me, yeah, that's a pretty good sign, shall we say. Now, the game itself, again, I think Bruno was Bruno. Oftentimes anonymous, oftentimes a bit silly with his passing and control of the game. He's never going to be a midfielder that controls the game. We don't have that person that dictates the game, and I do think that is the thing we miss. We can have Mount pressing, and I think Mount was decent. We can have Bruno creating. We can have Kobe Mainu or Casemiro breaking up the play. We lack the Modric, the Scholes, the Carrick, the person that dictates the play, right? That is who we lack. I know everyone wants ball winners, strikers, wingers, but sometimes you need a period of calm in the game, and we never get it with that setup, to be honest. One thing I do like about this team, and one thing I will probably change, is I liked Mason Mount as the extra midfielder, and I liked, to be honest, the structure, team shape. I know it's boring to say, but when people say, what did Mount do yesterday? He gave us team shape. He gave us structure. He gave us, it was more solid, right? It was just such a more solid game. Sometimes I feel like what people don't get is you can take an attacking winger off. You can take an attacking midfielder or striker off and put on a defender and actually be more attacking than you were beforehand, just because of the shape, the structure, the style of play that you get through it. And I think he was very good, Mount, to be honest. I think Ahmad was decent. I think when he came off, we lost the defensive side of him, and I'd like to see him start again, not just because he's in my fantasy team, but I just feel he just gives us something different. I mean, personally, I think the team on merit should be Ahmad right wing and Garnacho left wing. I worry that Ahmad is going to be dropped. In terms of centre-backs, look, Luke Shaw at left back is dusted. I've said it for years on this channel that he should go. Maybe people now are finally waking up. Dalot covered really well there, but it's not a good sign when you're having to put your best right back out of position, because then you're kind of hindering him, aren't you? It's just not ideal. We should have two proper left backs, and the right back spot should be fought between Dalot and Mazraoui. I think Maguire played as best as he possibly could. And to be honest, I don't think he deserves to be dropped. I know there's another line of thinking where if you don't drop him and he plays well again, then all of a sudden he's playing against Liverpool, he might get exposed. If he does well against Liverpool, he's playing again. And there won't be an opportunity to get De Ligt in. And we need to be ruthless. We need to say, look, Maguire could get spun on the high line. He could make a mistake. And it's time for stopping the sentiment. I heard some people on the United stand, they said, oh, well, if he does get spun and he makes a mistake, we'll drop him next game. Well, that could be too late. You've dropped 3 points. I think although I've just said he doesn't need to be dropped, we also need to be ruthless. Maybe he doesn't deserve to be dropped. Maybe he shouldn't be dropped. Yeah, he should. Because De Ligt is the better player. That's who we've bought. And he needs to get in and he needs to get playing. You know, you can't wait for a mistake and lose points and then change. You've got to be proactive. Overall, I tried to not analyse the game too much. It was Friday Night Football, the start of the Prem. It was a bit hectic, and we wanted to just get the win, and we managed that. Xerxes seems to link up well, and he was in the box, and he had a nice finish. Honestly, I think we need that link up more than we need more than we need Erasmus. I think Xerxes could be a better option, more of a Martial style, you know, than say a Højlund style. I'm not set on Højlund, I'll be honest. I don't think he did well in the Euros at all. I think his runs were poor, his shooting was poor, and I know he's playing for Denmark, but your instincts are still there, and I'm not sure how good Højlund is, to be honest. I certainly don't think he should be starting every single game regardless. He's not. You haven't got prime Wayne Rooney, and you're saying, I know he's not scored in 8, but it's prime Wayne Rooney, play him. I don't know if it's that sort of undroppable, so we can work on the Xerxes Højlund thing. Rashford was really poor again. I'm not going to say he was terrible. He was a little bit better, but I don't know. I don't think he's going to come back. I think he needs to go on an insane run to come back, and I can't see it. I think Casemiro was, for me, man of the match. I think he looked lighter, he looked fitter, he covered all the ground well, and people were saying he was awful. That was the consensus I got when I watched all the match reviews. Like, yeah, he still had all the same mistakes. He could run a bit more, but he was still trash. I thought he was good. I do. So maybe I've misjudged that. But personally, I think Casemiro played very well that game. And I think we lose that game without Casemiro. I would like to see a less favouritism going into the start of the season. I think Bruno, I don't care if he's captain. If he's performing badly, he needs to come off. Rashford performing badly, he needs to come off. Jurgen Klopp would have pulled off Salah. You know, you've got to be able to make big decisions. So the main goal was just to get underway with a win. That was it. And then we'll see how it goes. I'm not judging it. I'll judge it in 5-10 games. In 5-10 games, if we're still playing absolutely ass, then yeah, then it is what it is, isn't it? But I don't think we're going to win the league. I don't even think we'll get top 4. Maybe we scrape 4th. I don't know. I'd like to see us go deep in the Europa League and win it. Champions League teams no longer drop down into the Europa League, so that should be a bit better. Overall, massively pleased with the win, obviously. That's the main thing. The reality is I don't care how bad we play if we win. And I know that people will say, oh, that's poor, but, you know, that's the reality, isn't it? If we win every single game, at some point you've got to say we're playing poor because you keep winning. But if you play like this and don't keep winning, then you can call it out as poor. So it's obviously way too early to judge anything, but we got to win. Let's see how the season goes. If you're enjoying this video, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe. Have a good one. Let me know who you support in the comments below and where you think your team's going to end up finishing in the Premier League.